Hey friends, we have made it back from vacation. We had a little bit of a mishap with checkout. So we thought we were checking out a day later than we actually were. So we were kind of frantic and had to kind of leave in a hurry yesterday and just drive. And we decided we were gonna go ahead and drive through the night. So we got in around 3 a.m. Very, very tired. Actually just woke up from a nap. But it was a wonderful vacation. We felt super rejuvenated. We were able to do the beach cleanup. We were able to meet some new people. It was just a really good time. I know that going into it, I was like, this is actually kind of the worst time for a vacation. And while there were still moments where I was like, man, I really need to be home and doing stuff, I was just kind of soaking up all that time with Nathan and the kiddos before we jump back into school starting and the fall and the winter garden, and things are just going to start moving pretty quickly here on out. So I am very thankful that we were able to do that. Thank you guys so much for the anniversary wishes, for everyone just wishing us a happy vacation. It was definitely well needed, and I'm coming back and I'm feeling good. I'm looking around though and realizing, wow, we have a lot to do. I did want to give you guys kind of an update on where we stand right now. I am going to grab Nathan to give you guys that little update. So let's go get him. I'm in here. All right, I'm giving an update to our YouTube friends. You want to hop in? All right, here he comes. We're all super tired, so
super tired.
Ignore the less than chipper faces. We're trying to get back into the swing of things. I was gonna give them a little update on where we stand with everything. We talked to Jeremiah, but first of all, I want to know, what was your favorite part about vacation? This is the first time we went on vacation in the 7 years we've been married. We did find out. Much
needed, way overdue.
Yes, we did find out that we will not do the beach again because the kids didn't love it.
We won't do the beach again for a couple of years.
Yeah, so June was not a huge fan of the sand. Charlie was not a huge fan of the salt water, and also the ocean was like super rough. So like the yellow flag was out the entire time we were there, so that like it was just high intensity waves. It wasn't very calm, and I think that played a part in it.
Yeah, I think so.
So we didn't spend a whole lot of time at the beach, but I do want to know, I'm going to tell you my favorite part of vacation, and I want to know your favorite part.
I mean, there was lots of things I liked. The times that I got to relax, you know, seeing the smiles on my kids' faces. We did that snorkel excursion.
Oh, y'all! I surprised Nathan with the snorkel cruise for our anniversary. I had no idea. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
Yeah.
I'd do that anytime we go back. So.
Yeah, so it was like an hour-long boat ride to this place called Shell Island, and then you got to snorkel for an hour, and it was an hour back. I mean, it was really like affordable, like super affordable. So I was kind of like sketchy on like how well it was gonna be, because it was like $100 for us to go. And I was so impressed. It was this huge sailboat. Like, it was just top of the notch. Yeah, it was really cool.
We met a super cool couple that we ended up just talking the entire time. Like, it was just a great experience. You know, and we were kid-free, so. Yeah, that's true. That helped.
I'm with Nathan. I enjoyed seeing the kids. Charlie is very much so my words of affirmation child, and so, and by needing those words, she also gives those words a lot. And so the whole time, literally like every 5 or 10 minutes, she kept telling me, Mom, I love you so much. Thank you so much for taking us on vacation. And even though she didn't enjoy the beach, she absolutely loved hanging out at the pool, which is what we did.
Yeah.
And being able, we don't go out and eat very much here, so we went out and ate, and you know, they were able to go shopping and get souvenirs and just things that we don't typically do all the time. They were able to do, and that was really fun. The beach cleanup I actually really enjoyed. We got to meet some really cool people who run that organization, Keep Panama Beautiful. We actually found out too that there's a Keep Arkansas Beautiful, so that is something that I'm going to be looking into more and kind of seeing what they're about. So that was really fun to me. Overall, just the break, you know, was just nice. About day 4 or 5, all of us were ready to be home though. I miss the animals, surprisingly. I definitely, you know, miss the garden. I'm ready to start planting the fall garden. And so for me, you know, I'm like, man, we got to get back home. We've got to pack. Charlie starts school. I need to plant the new garden at the new house. And so for me, it was kind of hard for me to just really sit back and not think about all those things. Oh, Tito, you gonna say hi? We
Tito.
actually missed Tito.
Tito missed us too.
All of our animals did really good though. They were all super happy to see us at 3 o'clock this morning. But they all did super good. So while we were there, Jeremiah called Nathan and just kind of wanted to touch base on where we are. We have literally showed our house so many times.
20 times.
I mean, it just, within the first like few days, within, what was it, like 8 or 9 days, we got an offer on our house the first time. This time we've showed it a lot, and a lot of the feedback is we live really far out, our house is older, it needs a lot of work. Those are all things we've been pretty upfront and honest with, and so that has been a lot of people's reservation. And so we've been kind of in this limbo. When we were under contract, we were going to go ahead and move forward and move. And then when we were no longer in contract, we were like, whoa, you know, I don't feel comfortable juggling both houses. That's really a lot. And so these are all things we've been very upfront with Jess and Maya about. And that's just kind of where we are. You know, we were like, hey, we'll move in when our house sells, and we'll go from there. We'll keep you guys posted. What are your thoughts? They gave us their thoughts, their feedback. They were totally chill. And then Jeremiah called us because Jessica came back this weekend and got all their cats and their dogs. And kind of what was the conversation that y'all had?
Basically, he just wanted to know where we were at, and you know, I told him, I said, you know, we can't afford 2 mortgage payments, and so we just kind of pulled back the reins on, you know, doing little things that we were doing to the house, just ripping up some carpets and putting flooring. Like, we've just halted all that, just because we can't afford 2 mortgages, basically.
It's risky,
so,
y'all. Those of you who have like investment property, hats off to you, because I'm one of those, I'd like to say I'm a risk taker, I'm adventurous. I'm not. I found that on a vacation. Like, I'm a very routine person. I like my normal thing. I like what I'm comfortable in, and I'm trying to work past that, y'all. It's hard.
So much so that we brought the espresso machine on vacation.
That was you. You're the one
because I know you.
But y'all want to know what's so funny? I couldn't even make a decent cup of coffee because I know how to make my espresso and my coffee based off of the heights of my mugs, which is so ridiculous.
I know my mugs.
I'm serious. And these coffee mugs were huge, and so I just couldn't get it right. Needless to say,
and the water tasted funny.
It was just again
different.
Very routine person is what I am figuring out about myself. Late in my 20s. Anyways, and so Jeremiah was pretty much like, we don't think you guys need to stay in your house. Charlie's about to start school. They told us that they want us to move in. We came to an agreement that we all felt comfortable with, and I feel really good about it. I talked to Jessica on the way home, and she told me that she just really believes that God is saving our house for the right person, and that's what they believe, and she encouraged me to believe the same thing. It's really nice when you have friends, when you're in a place where you're like, okay, God, I trust you, but I'm really confused. And that's kind of where I am. It's like, God, I trust you, and I know you said that we were supposed to buy their property. Like, I know it, but we're in this season where the waiting is hard, where the unknown is hard, where you really have to walk out that faith and that trust. And I very much so appreciate people like Jess and Maya who challenge us on that. And they're like, hey, we believe God's got this covered. You need to believe God's got this covered. And so they proposed us with something. We felt good about it. They felt good about it. And so with that being said, tomorrow our pods move. Our mattress goes in there. We will not be able to sleep here at all. And that was the original plan, but then things had shifted when we fell out of contract, so I kind of thought in my mind I had a little bit more time to pack some stuff up. We discussed all of this like the last few days we were on vacation, so now I'm back home and I literally have about 2 days to pack my house because
better get on it.
Everything that's gonna be in here, you know, has to be stuff that we can still come back and get, obviously. But Tuesday night, our mattresses, you know, all of that thing, they're gonna be at the new house, so we're not gonna be sleeping here anymore, which I actually feel like is gonna work out well because the house will be completely empty. They can show it anytime they want to. I'll have the garden, you know, all the dead things ripped out. Hopefully, you know, all of our carports and our buildings will be ripped out or be like cleaned out. So I actually think it'll look cleaner than it looks now because our house is kind of in a disarray. We have boxes everywhere. We've got rooms that are, you know, some have stuff in them, some don't.
Yeah. Our house is definitely not staged, you know. And
Oh
so,
no, half of the stuff's packed.
Yeah, and that, I don't know if that helps or hurts. You know, it is decluttered, things are out so you can see how big the rooms are, but yet, you know, there's something about walking into a home and seeing it staged or livable that kind of brings that warm, inviting feeling, and you know.
And by cluttered, he means beautiful pieces I have spent so much time collecting.
I mean clutter.
Just kidding. Y'all, I didn't come home from vacation with one thing. I was so proud of myself.
We thought that we were going to end up renting a U-Haul to pull home because
I didn't even have any time to go thrifting. It was kind of sad.
That's a shame.
It was a shame. Anyway, so that is where we are. We are moving forward. Our pods leave tomorrow. That's huge. We're officially going to be moving. I feel a huge sigh of relief because I need to start planting the fall garden like now. And I have some things started. I need to go and buy a lot from a local nursery, which is going to be a huge part of what I'm doing this year, is just buying starts already because it was just so crazy. I didn't have time to start everything. I knew we were going to be gone for this week-long vacation. Is there a kiddo in here?
I hear one.
So we feel good about it. If you guys, you know, we'll still just be praying our house sells. We have another showing today. And so we are still hopeful. But I feel good moving forward with, you know, the agreement we have come to.
All right, so yeah, basically we've got the next 2 days to get everything packed before the pod picks up, and that's about it.
Yeah, and some of you guys may ask, why not just get the pod delayed? Every time you like have set a date for the pod to be delayed and you move that date, you get charged a pretty hefty fine. And we've already been charged that fine once.
Well, they charge you by the month. So if you extend your time,
you get billed another month.
Yeah, right.
So if we move it out again, we get billed several $100s again. So we certainly still have some things. Let me make it a little brighter. We still have some things to pack. Those are all totes. You see all those bags? Those are tote bags. Those of you who ordered tote bags, thank y'all. That was just such an awesome response. We have them on pre-order right now through the 15th. I'm actually going to be shipping orders in the midst of all of this. I'm hoping to get all my setup, my printer and everything set up at the new house. That way I can start shipping out orders. But the pre-order on the tote will end the 15th. So really we have a few pieces of furniture, all of our mattresses. Charlie saw some stuff in her room, like her kitchen, her little toy kitchens. This was the kids' playroom, which was the downstairs den. It is like completely cleaned out. Mine and Nathan's room, we have mattresses and we have, what do we have? Our mattress and our dresser, and that's it in our room.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
there's not a whole lot.
It's a small little.
It is. It's a small random stuff. So you guys can see here, I ended up packing all my plates and my bowls, but we still have all of our spices. We've kept mason jars out for the kids. The biggest thing that I think, the most concerned with, just because I know it's super time consuming, is the mudroom. So we have, how long is the shelf that covers the mudroom?
It's
a wall-to-wall shelf in our mudroom.
It's probably 8 foot wide, 10 foot wide.
Y'all want to know what it's full of?
Canned goods.
Canned goods, canning supplies, food I've put up for like a couple years now probably. And so I have got to pack all of that. That is probably going to take the biggest amount of time. And also we're going to be leaving our deep freezes here because the carport there, they have consolidated all of their things down to the garage, Jessica and Jeremiah. So they've got all their deep freezes. They've got their stuff from their greenhouses. They've got all their leftover furniture. It is all in the downstairs garage, which they had told us that was fine. And they're coming back the end of the month to rent a U-Haul to haul that back up. And so we're not gonna move any of our deep freezes, anything that was meant or intended to go in the garage until they get all of that out. We told them no rush on that, obviously. And so some of the things like that will still stay here. I'm not gonna have like my greenhouse moved in the next 2 days. I'm not gonna have all my gardening tables. And so those are things that I'll have to gradually over the next.
Yeah, I talked to Sean today. Sean's gonna come out and help us break it down.
Okay.
And transport it.
Yeah,
so.
okay, good. So those are the things that we can come kind of back and forth and do those things. All of our house plants, I mean, that's gonna take a pretty large truckload. We're gonna have to get his dad's trailer. But other than that, I would say we have more plants in our house than furniture right now.
Definitely. Like 4-to-1 ratio.
Y'all, I come in at like 3 o'clock this morning, and the first thing I did was went and found all my little sad house plants. That was one thing we did not ask the guy who was watching the farm. I didn't even think about. I watered them all really well. I thought they'd be good. But I had a couple sad ones that I went and was like watering them. I was like, I really need to go to bed, but I really don't want my house plants to die. So that is where we are. I'm feeling rejuvenated after vacation. I'm feeling good about moving forward. Being in limbo in between 2 houses with Charlie starting school really had me worried. Mainly just because they're not super far, but it would take me about an hour to get her to school in the morning, like one way. And so when you drop her off and pick her up, like that's, you know, the hours add up. And so that was my biggest thing, was just worried about going back and forth so much for school. And so I feel really good about this. Y'all be praying that the showing today goes well and that the right buyer would just come and this house would bless them the way it blessed us, and they'd see the potential. All right, well, we are going to get off here because we got to finish loading the pod.
We got work to do.
They're gonna come sometime tomorrow. Nathan said that usually they give you like a 4-hour window of when they're gonna come. So hopefully that'll be later in the day than earlier in the day. If you guys will just be believing with us that the people looking at our house today, did you see that cat jump way up? These cats are crazy. I'm definitely not used to having a cat because when it jump, like he will jump up here, and I'm just not used to that at all. But we are just believing that the people who look at the house today, or anyone who looks at the house today, that it's just going to, this house will bless them as much as it has blessed Nathan and I. I do know that it has potential, but it needs work, and we're just praying that that right person sees the potential, and they see their little starter farm, you know, here. And so that's just what we're believing for. We're gonna get busy packing, and the next vlog you'll see we will be at the new house.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully we'll be at the new house. We'll go check out the garden, see what's going on. That's pretty much gonna be my push, is just switch to the gardens. His dad is still gonna be working on this week the room, so I'm not gonna be moving any of our things into the bedrooms until those get completely done. And so that'll give me some time to kind of work on the gardens and rejuvenate my soul a little bit. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.